Hi guys, it's Lynn here. Hope everyone is having a fantastic plant-powered day. Now in today's video, I'm going to be potting up my Epiphyllum cactus plant seedlings that I've grown from seed back in 2018. And I wouldn't normally be potting up seedlings at this time of year in December, but these I've been sitting under the bench in my polytunnel since September because they were growing overcrowded in the pot, and I took them out the pot and I left them on a tray thinking I must pot them up. Never got round to it. Weeks and months later, I suddenly thought I have to get this done. So this is a bit late to pot them on this time of year, but they should be perfectly okay. And although they were in the polytunnel previously, they're going to be kept in the grow room for the winter and put under the grow lights. Now these I sowed, as I say, back in 2018 from seed, from epiphytic cactus plants that were from my own seed, from my own plants. And I pollinated the Epiphyllum Mrs. G.Bheam with Epiphyllum Chichicastenango. I'm very happy to say it was a very successful pollination, got lots of seeds. I did the seed harvesting video, sowed the seeds, and this is the result of them now, over 3 years later. And even though I sowed them all at the same time, they're all different sizes, which is quite amazing to see. This one is the smallest one, and this one here, as you see, is very large, looking more like the traditional Epiphyllum, how they grow with the leaves. And these ones look more like just a traditional type of cactus. As they get larger, Epiphyllum seedlings, they start to develop their leaf. As you can see here, this one is starting to develop its more similar leaf at the end there. And also this one here. And this one has already grown into a little very familiar Epiphyllum leaf. Same with this one here as well. There's two of the, pick that one out there just to show you this one. That's more like a typical Epiphyllum leaf. And this one here is very much like a typical cactus looking leaf. So it's interesting how they grow and then develop their leaves as they grow larger, and then they lose the typical spines on how they look here. And I've made the cactus soil up already. Now I use a very different type of soil for epiphytic cacti than I do for my desert cacti. The reason for that is that epiphytes like a lot more moisture. And I've used a mixture here of about 30% peat with about 40% loam, LOAM. In this case I'm using John Innes number 2. I've mixed about 10% sharp sand and about 20 to 30% perlite and a little bit of pumice as well. I usually prefer to use pumice, but I ran out, so I had to add a bit of perlite. But both will work well, a bit of drainage and aeration. If I was using it for desert cacti, I'd use a lot more sand and I wouldn't be using peat. But epiphytes prefer to have a little bit more moisture retaining soil. And I've got the little pots here as well. I'm just going to pot them on. Might pot 2 or 3 into the same pot. And I just want to mention I've made a care video on how to care for and grow epiphytic cactus plants, including Epiphyllum. So if you haven't seen that video, do check it out and you want to know more about epiphytic cacti. I'll link the video up above and down below in the video description. And also I'll link some links up above and down below as well on how to grow cactus from seed if you're interested. And also some other epiphytic cactus videos as well, such as how to pollinate cactus epiphytic cactus flowers to get seed. And I'll put a link onto the actual video I did when I cross-pollinated my Epiphyllum Mrs. G.Bheam with my Epiphyllum Chichicastenango, and you'll see that this is the result. I say my Epiphyllum Mrs. G.Bheam is a lovely pink flowering a beauty, and my Epiphyllum Chichicastenango is a lovely creamy white flowering one. So when these are mature enough to flower themselves, I'm imagining the flowers probably going to be a very pale pinky colour, I think. So going to be very interesting to see in the future. So that's me waffling on, and now I'm going to get potting up. Now I'm going to start off, I think we're potting up these bigger ones first, and I've got the pot. Always make sure you use clean pots as well if you're reusing them. And then a little bit of soil at the bottom, and I'll just move the stand back so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better there. And then pop this little one, gently place the roots in like so. And get the soil all around. And then what I do with if this was a desert cactus now, I wouldn't be watering at all until the spring. But because these are epiphytes and I'm keeping them in the grow room here, which is warm, I will let them settle in the soil probably for a few days, about 5 days. Then I'll gently, lightly just give these a bit of a water, just because they're still seedlings and they're going to need a little bit of water so their roots don't dry out too much. I said that this one is more of a proper epiphyllum size, but it's still a seedling compared to the mother plants. That's the first one done. And then the second one. Here. Just move this back just so you can see a little bit more what I'm doing there. That's better. And this one here. As well, to get the soil all around the sides. And what I'll do, I'll pot up the first 3 and then I'll show you what they will look like when they're all done, because I don't want to bore you all. Otherwise it'd be a bit of a long video. Gently tuck it in there. That's the second one done. And then the third one. It's wonderful when I'm going to see these flowering for the first time for me, and knowing that I've grown them from seed. It's so rewarding. So that's the first 3 potted up, and then, as I say, I'm going to carry on potting all these up and then show you what it looks like when it's all done. Tra-la! That's all the epiphyllum seedlings all potted up now, and they're going to have a lot more root space to grow. And I put these ones that are smaller, 3 or 4 in the same pot there, to save a little bit on space, and I've still got plenty of room to grow, and very excited about that. And now what I'm going to be doing is, as I mentioned, I'm going to be keeping these dry for about 5 days, and because they're epiphytes, they do need more humidity than desert cacti, and especially more moisture and watering. They're going to be kept in the grow room under the grow lights, which is very bright. And I'm going to want to obviously encourage them to still carry on growing over the winter. So what I'm going to be doing is, although I'm not going to be watering them for about 5 days, just to allow the roots to settle, I will be spraying the foliage with just a bit of clean rainwater here, just to give them a bit of hydration, a bit more humidity. And then I'll give them a proper water in 5 days' time. And I'm going to just write the plant labels out and put them in now. That's them all labelled. As I say, they're Epiphyllum Mrs. G.Bheam crossed with Chichicastenango, and very excited when they have their first flowers, hopefully in the next couple of years. And I hope you enjoyed the little repotting video, guys. And for lots more tips and tricks on how you can care for and grow epiphytic cactus plants, as I mentioned, do check out the video. The links will be up above and down below. And also for lots more tips and tricks on how you can care for and grow cacti and succulents, then do please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon. And for more growing tips on how you can care for and grow cacti and succulents, then please also check out my website, the many growing pages on there, desertplantsofavalon.com. I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of cactus and succulent power from across the Emerald Isle. And until my next video, bye!